Okay, just in case I don't get to everything, I do things. The first thing is I'm really glad I came here tonight because the statistics regarding the Common Core testing are very important to me as a parent and as a developmental specialist. I looked at the geometry and the mastery of 7%. My daughter was one of those kids. And it's really sad that I say I just want you to get a passing grade based on the state. But these tests are being averaged in to kids' averages where they may be passing the class, they may be doing fairly well, and they take this test, and it's 20% of their grade. It is, when you analyze the tests, a lot of times teachers say there are questions in here that are not appropriate to this course. A 30% curve to me tells me the test is not appropriate. If you have to put that graded curve on it, and it also wasn't saying that our kids are mastering enough of the subject to really move on to the next level. So it's sort of artificially looking like they're doing okay, but they're really not when you have that kind of curve. I really think that our students, my daughter was an 8th grader starting out with the Common Core with no opportunity to take both tests. So this group of kids is going up, and there are going to be a lot of them jeopardizing their college chances in college for scholarships and otherwise. If you put that 20% of a Common Core grade that is 10 to 15 points below their class average, you can throw that in, and it pulls the grade down. And it's not like it's a test the teacher makes, it's a test that, quite frankly, is poorly written and not done well. And again, I have an issue with this, and I don't know if there are any other parents that are concerned, but I'm really concerned. It is pulling my child's grades down. I've had her retake tests. I will not have to take the math test because that curriculum is just out of hand. Which brings me to my second question, and Mr. Middleman probably might be able to answer this. The state, the Board of Regents came out with the recommendations from the committee regarding all of the standards at this point. I looked at the Algebra 2 because that's where my daughter is now, and a lot of the standards they're going to drop. They say they're not appropriate for this, or a good number of them, not appropriate for this level of math. Many of the standards are just semantically changed. They are not of any substance. They maybe broke them down to little steps. They're still the same standards. Our kids are still doing the same standards. From a developmental standpoint, I'm in speech pathology. I'm a language expert. I went to the pre-K ones because that was where I had commented the last time around. And again, they're still not appropriate. It's just rewording 65 and 55% of whatever it is. They're just rewording them. They're not changing them. They're not appropriate. And I really think our district has to, look at this as we go forward. We're spending a lot of money writing curriculum on things that in 2019 may or may not be here. My question here is our district have a committee? I want to know if our district has a committee that is going to comment before the beginning of November on these standards at every grade level.
I can answer that.
Thank you.
So the 2 points are very pertinent to the conversations that are currently happening in our district. The high school does have a Regents committee that they are putting together, made up of parents, teachers, and administrators to look at the weighting, how it's reported on the transcript, what happens with retakes. So they are talking about that. We hope to have some sort of conclusion and wrap up before the beginning of the new year. As far as the standards, you are correct. The majority of the changes are semantic. The math changes are significant in the high school, and it does realign us in a more developmentally appropriate way to putting topics in areas that we feel are better for our kids. All of our directors have sent the access to that information to all of our teachers. They will be following up in department meetings. Our goal is to respond as a district to the suggestions and the different changes within the standards. So we will be, as a district, responding.
Okay. Just a quick question, since you said you're looking at how these tests are weighted. For my child who's graduating next year, will any of this be retroactive to kids currently in the program, or will it only be as of the year you're in? Like again, we did a retake that with an 11-point increase, and I was told it means nothing. Oh, it would be nice for the college to look that you did better. My daughter had a bad day. She knew, she said, I want to take this particular test over. I had a bad day, and she went and she did a really great job, but that is just a little grade on the thing, and it doesn't, you know, it's for naught. It's just like, and I don't even know if they look at it, quite frankly. I don't know to what extent. They look at their average, I think, on the test score if you're not in New York, New York State.
So that is on the table, as something to discuss. There are some challenges with that with regards to ranking and different things like that, but it is an area that we will be investigating.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Speaking of ranking, the kids were ranked today at the high school. Are they ranked on a weighted or unweighted? The rankings came out today, so was that based on a weighted or unweighted? It is a weighted rank.
Good evening.
Question for Mr. Miller. You've said the past couple of meetings that Regents Committee is being developed and that parents and teachers and administrators, when are parents going to get notified?
We'll follow up with Mr. Gossett.
And it's still, we're at beginning of October basically. It's going to get done by the end of the year.
I have very high hopes for it, yes.